One of the things you may hear me harp on quite frequently is a process generally accepted or known as greenwashing. It is the far too common and, in my personal opinion, highly offensive conduct wherein corporations and others utilize sustainable development, SDGs. They claim to be environmentally friendly because of some totally obscure recycling program that actually creates more pollution than the entire process for creating the original product would. But it's greenwashing is effectively utilizing misleading facts, figures, and statistics about what people claim are environmentally or socially sustainable practices, when the reality is they're utilizing them as nothing more than a tool for increasing marketing and sales and consumerism. Again, I'm a diehard capitalist. I don't have anything wrong with consumerism. I don't have anything really against the consumption economy, insofar as we can do it sustainably. But which, again, this is the whole point of the video. What these people are talking about is not sustainable. And sustainability does not mean going without. It does not mean everybody has to live in a cave somewhere. But it is an issue that needs to be addressed. Formerly meaningful concepts such as sustainability and environmentally friendly have undergone a significant change in recent years, largely due to a phenomenon known as greenwashing. The process has led to the perversion and dilution of these in many similarly important terms, rendering them more effective as marketing tools for increasing sales and consumerism, rather than as any indicators of genuine or practical environmental stewardship or social responsibility. As a result, there is a pressing need to restore the true nature and meaning of these concepts to ensure that they can once again be used to introduce and implement realistic, viable, and long-term solutions that benefit both the people and the planet. Greenwashing was a term that was originally coined in the 1980s and refers to the deceptive practice of presenting a product, service, or organization as environmentally friendly or sustainable, when in reality it does not adhere to such principles. This can take various forms, including misleading advertising, false claims of eco-friendliness, and even superficial efforts to appear socially responsible. Many companies engage in greenwashing merely to capitalize on the growing consumer demand for sustainable products and to enhance their brand image without making any meaningful changes to their practices. One of the most common tactics used in greenwashing is a manipulation of language and imagery to create the illusion of environmental responsibility. Terms like eco-friendly, green, and sustainable are often used very loosely and without clear definitions, making it difficult, if not impossible, for consumers to discern the true environmental impact of a product or a company. Along these same lines, many of these companies may use images of nature and natural elements in their marketing materials in order to convey a sense of environmental consciousness, even if their operations are detrimental to the environment. Another aspect of greenwashing involves the exaggeration or even a blatant misrepresentation of an environmental initiative or achievements. Companies may highlight minor improvements or token gestures as evidence of their commitment to sustainability, while downplaying or ignoring altogether any more significant issues. For example, a company might tout its use of recycled materials in packaging while ignoring the larger environmental footprint of its manufacturing process or supply chain, or even in some cases the increase in pollution and contamination through the recycling process. Greenwashing may also extend beyond environmental claims to encompass social and ethical considerations. Companies may attempt to project an image of social responsibility by promoting fair labor practices, yet fail to address systemic issues such as inequality, exploitation, or human rights abuses within their own operations or supply chains. Look at the work of many of the humanitarian efforts in Africa. Look at the abuses that are often associated with those. Look at how many people are working in sweatshops in horrendous conditions throughout Southeast Asia. The examples of this are all over the place. Granted, there will always be at least some need for compromise, but we have to be realistic in our approach. Just stop oil may sound like a great and simple way to cure all our ills, but in reality, were such a practice put into place, it would kill large swaths of humanity. Most notably, and first of all, it's going to kill off those who are already the most vulnerable members of society, the ones that so many of these organizations claim to be looking out for. Thanks, but if your idea of ensuring I don't get sick is to kill me, I think I'd rather face the issues with an illness. Thank you. I mean, no. No tires for any vehicles. How are you going to fill up your grocery stores? Yes, we do need farms. No, food does not grow in the grocery store. Yes, an animal had to die so you could eat your chicken dinner. It's just a reality of life. Those shoes you wear, that belt you wear, any polyester clothes, all depend on oil, plastic. Okay? You go to the store, you get a plastic bag of bread, you get a plastic jug of milk, you get a plastic tub of fruit, but they won't put it in a plastic bag. You get a paper straw wrapped in a plastic bag. Can we be realistic here? I mean, seriously, sustainability is important. It undeniably. But greenwashing is not only convoluting the underlying issues, but the solutions that people are putting in place are moving into the realm of the insane. Sustainability is not about killing off humanity, or shouldn't be at least. But neither is sustainability about stripping everyone naked and making them living in an isolated cave somewhere out in the wild without access to room, board, or any other modern luxuries being made readily available. Those are kind of the same point, since most people, for better or for worse, most people would die if they didn't have the modern luxuries of life. This perversion of formerly meaningful concepts like sustainability and environmentally friendly has serious consequences for both consumers and the planet. By misleading consumers and obscuring the true environmental and social impacts of their products and practices, greenwashing undermines trust and transparency, not only in terms of the marketplace, but also in terms of the introduction and implementation of meaningful solutions, including those that do recognize the need for compromise and symbiosis, or the more symbiotic relationship that should exist between humanity and the planet. Consumers who believe they are making environmentally responsible choices may unknowingly support companies that perpetuate a more harmful cycle of consumption and environmental degradation. Moreover, greenwashing further dilutes the urgency of addressing more pressing environmental and social challenges by providing a false sense of progress and accomplishment. Instead of inspiring meaningful change and innovation, it promotes complacency and superficial solutions that do little to address the symptoms, never mind the deeper underlying root causes of environmental degradation. In truth, this is not anything that is going to change anytime soon. Read the works of Dr. Alfred W. McCoy or the works of Edward Bernays. Search Torches of Freedom. Look up the history of social engineering and manipulation as it exists in the world. The truth of the matter is that people have been manipulated for their control and for the benefit of the controllers throughout time. The question that remains in this new digital age, and an amazing opportunity for a new and digital age of enlightenment, is whether you would prefer to maintain the status quo and continue to be deceived and controlled, or whether you would prefer to take your chances with a freer, more cooperative, and more sustainable version of humanity. While there is nothing inherently wrong with enjoying the fruits of success through consumerism or consumption, it is and it remains imperative that the true nature of concepts like sustainability and environmentalism need to be restored. By combating greenwashing and reintroducing these terms in their original form with their original meaning without trying to change the meaning every time we have a conversation, we can create the beginnings of a more honest and transparent conversation, and consumers can make more well-informed choices that benefit both the people and the planet, reinforcing the ability to create a more symbiotic relationship between humanity and the planet. In doing so, it becomes possible to work towards implementing more realistic, viable, and long-term solutions that actually produce viable and positive returns for everyone and everything involved. Fostering a more symbiotic relationship between humanity and the natural world, and ultimately laying the groundwork for systemically sustainable human growth and development. Again, if you have any questions, if you have any comments or concerns, we'd love to hear from you. Let us know. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment below. Music by Hatman.